Test one, test one.
Testing, 1 2 1 2.
Hi, Ty.
How's it going, man?
Good. How you doing?
Okay. Is there any, what other games are tonight anyway? I didn't remember to check.
I know Leamington's playing, both boys and girls. I'll update you on that.
Eunice is playing, aren't they, too?
Yes. Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, they.
Jal, I think, also.
Almost everybody. Yeah. I see your video is good.
Got it? Does it look?
Yes.
Has it got both baskets?
No.
What?
No, it doesn't have both baskets. You need to go over to the left just a little bit.
How's that?
Well, I'll tell you in about 90 seconds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, forgot about that. I must have moved because I had it centered by. I came in early to get it set up.
Right.
I suppose you haven't heard about our issues last night on the YouTube.
No, I did not.
Yeah, I'll talk to you about it in private.
Right.
It was with, I was reffing last night.
Oh, I may know then. Did you want to do the score or you want me to do the score?
Yeah, I'd like you to if you don't mind.
I'll do it.
Was that okay?
That's fine.
Just please don't turn the thing off.
I know. I don't do that more than once. What time you want to go on?
We've got 16 minutes. Give me a few. I just got done reffing. That's why I'm.
Oh, I see. That's the reason why I couldn't get. Okay.
Yeah, I turned on my internet just to get everything set up.
Okay. Just give me at least 2 minutes to get set up. By the way, pitcher better for you for the baskets.
Do what?
You've got both. When you move the camera, you got both baskets.
I'm good now?
So you're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be checking that. Check it because that thing moves on its own. And it's kind of like a vibration up here. I don't know. I think that's what did it the last time. So.
Right. No, I know you're right. The only other thing I can tell you is dip it down just a little bit so the banner doesn't cover the baseline.
Okay. I don't know if that's how that's going to work. I'll have to.
Well, right now you're just pretty much in the rafters. I know that, but just move it down just a touch, and you should be able to get.
Let me get my roster done real quick because I need to get that done.
Sure. There's no rush.
Hey, where'd you get that stuff from? Did you call Rick?
No, what I did was I got his book, and then I updated those stats.
Cool. Neato.
Yeah. That was from a year ago. That was my notes. So I just updated those. And
So I got to credit you and him then on that. Oh, okay, Trey Morgan's not playing tonight. Shoot. I wonder if he got...
he was out at the last game, too, remember?
Oh, was that? No, I think it was somebody else. That was Michael Mackey was out.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was Michael Mackey.
I heard a principal downstairs go, why isn't he playing? I didn't know who he was talking about. Now I do.
Give me a second. I got to duck over to the other station.
Are you there, Ron?
I'm here.
You need a text about what?
I was trying to get less voice time, but yeah, just text me when you're ready.
Well, I'm gonna. You need me to check that? What are you gonna do this camera here? You said to move it somehow. To do what?
Just lower it, just like move it forward and down a little bit, and that should take care of the baseline.
You want less ceiling? Is that what you're saying, or what?
Yes, yes.
So push it down.
Yes.
What about that? Oh, you got to.
I'll tell you when I see it.
Yeah, I hate that damn 90. Do you need me to zoom in a little bit? I wonder.
Only a little bit. I wouldn't go too far because then you'll miss the corners.
And then that banner might end up being. And I shouldn't be talking to you right now either. I'm on YouTube, so I better get quiet.
All right.
7:40.
30.
Joe, intro or live?
Intro is on. 32 you go. $15. Good luck, Ty. You're going on in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, everyone, to Tasker Arena. It's time for Hobbs Eagle basketball live on Cool 95.7, also on the Cool 95.7 app, HobbsAmerica.com, and on YouTube. Ty Friend here with you at Tasker Arena. Ron Gunner back at the station tonight. Hobbs Eagles, probably their toughest battle so far this season as they hook up with the Roswell Coyotes. Of course, the Eagles on a 4-0 win streak so far to start the season. Roswell lost their first game of the season last week against Cleveland, so they are trying to get themselves back in the win column. They currently sit at 5-1, so they got a couple more games than what the Hobbs Eagles have played so far. Of course, the Eagles having to take the road trip on Saturday down in Las Cruces and hooked up with a Silver City squad and definitely outmatched them big time by 50 points. Mercy Rule win, 83-33. Eagles saw some big point production from Aaron Mora. He was the double-double of the night, 19 points and 12 rebounds, but Jalen Gore was the top scorer. He finished up with 22 points, including 4 trays. So big shooting situation for the Eagles there. And also in double digits, getting a start in that ball game because Michael Mackey was out with an injury. Jesus Ramos, who's been seeing some more and more time game to game, and definitely a scrappy kid, likes to shoot from the outside as well. He had 14 in the game. Ronnie Ross also coming off the bench, 8 points and 5 rebounds. The Eagles shot pretty decent as a team from the field at 58%. They were 60% from three-point range. Again, 4 of those coming off the hands of Jalen Gore, 6 of 10 from the outside line. And also on the free throw line, not too shabby, 7 for 11 for 64%. So those are the numbers for the Eagles in that game. Of course, very hard time for scoring for Silver, finishing up with only 33 points in the contest. So another big win for the Hobbs Lady Eagles on Saturday as well. They beat Silver 75-5. So both teams coming out with not much of a test, but getting prepared for tonight's games. Hobbs boys here, Hobbs girls on the road in Roswell. We'll try to get you updated on that score. Ron's going to be all over the place tonight. We got all kinds of Lee County matchups. Eunice and Jower playing different locations tonight. Also, we have games going on with Lovington and mentioned the Lady Eagles as well. So lots of stuff to keep you updated on. Looking at the points so far for the Eagles this season, Jalen Gore still leads the team at 17.5 points a contest, and he is currently well ahead of his teammates in terms of scoring, but 2 other guys in double digits as well. Mora, for one of those, 13.8 points a game, and he is ripping down almost 13 rebounds a contest. So definitely a guy that is not just standing around. He's going to the glass as much as possible to help out the Eagles. And then Michael Mackey, the sophomore, he's averaging 10.3 points a contest. He is also the leader in assists at 3.7. So those guys really stepping up big for the Eagles at this point in time. We mentioned Ramos having some games back-to-back, doing a great job. He's also coming off the bench close to 10 points a contest at 9.5. And he is averaging 4 rebounds a game, which currently is 3rd on the team, right behind Katre Morgan. By the way, Morgan will not play tonight. He is out, and unfortunate for that. And, of course, we have Michael Mackey returning. He was out for the game against Silver on Saturday. As a team, in terms of point production this season, the Eagles are averaging 78.5 points a contest. Also 15.8 steals a game as a team. That's very impressive, especially when they've been whopping on some of these teams recently, especially that game against Silver. The Eagles about 16.8 assists a game and ripping down close to 34 rebounds at 33.8. The turnovers could be a little bit better, but of course, Eagles are a running team, and sometimes they might get ahead of themselves just a bit, but they're averaging 16 turnovers a contest. In terms of the three-point shooting time so far, of course, you can guess who our leader is in that. That's Jalen Miller. He has got 25%, or it's not Miller, what am I saying? Jalen Gore. Miller's right above him on the stat sheet here. Jalen Gore currently has 40% shooting from the three-point range. He is connected on 10 out of 25. And definitely a very big part of the Eagles' numbers outside. So definitely want to see him doing that here at Tasker Arena. So the Eagles as a team, though, shooting 45% from the field. And from three-point range, we mentioned 34%. And from the free throw line, at 58%. Hobbs Eagles taking on the Roswell Coyotes tonight, getting ready for the national anthem in the starting lineup. We will take a 2-minute break and send it back to Ron Gunner back at the station. You're listening live to Hobbs Eagle Hoops on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
Clear. One minute. Five, 3, 2, 1.
Back live at Task Arena, the Taskovich Band playing the Hobbs Eagle Fight song. Ty Friend here at the arena, and Ron Gunner back at the station. We mentioned right before the break, the Roswell Coyotes lost their first game of the season late last week to Cleveland. Final was 76-62. In fact, Cleveland outscored Roswell in the first two quarters, 46-22. Roswell only getting 11 points in each of the first and second quarters. Second half a little bit different, though, with Cleveland with 30 points and Roswell with 40, so they outscored them by 10 to pull it down to a 14-point loss. Cleveland out-rebounded Roswell 43-35 in that ball game, and Cleveland also had 11 steals against the Roswell offense. Field goal percentage for the Coyotes was just 38% in that game, and they shot 42% from the three-point range. They've been doing pretty decent numbers on the three-point shots throughout the season, something the Eagles have to take account of and make sure they get a hand in the face on that perimeter. And Roswell shot 77% from the line against Cleveland. Some other games this year, they did defeat Artesia 70-59. They won by 11 points, the exact same margin that the Eagles defeated Artesia, 67-56. So pretty close comparison there. They knocked off Goddard in one of their two games against their arch rival, 71-55. That was a 16-point victory. Eagles went up there to Roswell to beat Goddard by a total of 34 points. So big difference in terms of the plus, in terms of the Eagles scoring versus what Roswell High got against Goddard. But once again, that is a rival game, so things can be a little bit different. One game to look at closer is the Roswell-Lovington matchup. Roswell winning big in that one, 80-49. Taman Barola finishing the high score for Roswell. He had 13 points. Also Damian Mackey with 11 points in that game, and Freddie Anaya finished up with 9. They were the three top scorers in that contest. So those are some guys that they're going to have to be watching out for as well in this ball game. Now, these two teams, of course, play. They've been in the same district. Last year, they had two games. Hobbs winning the first one, a 3-point victory. That was in Roswell, 64-61. Game for Jalen Gore, who finished with 3 points and 4 rebounds. Aaron Mora got a double, 10 points and 11 boards. And, of course, Isaiah Lewis getting in the game, too. He had 5 points and 3 assists to lead the numbers there. Taman Barola in that first game finished up with just 6 points, kind of a low number for him, usually averaging double digits. The big score for them was Alonzo Acosta. He had a double-double with 10 points and 11 rebounds. Now, the Eagles did win here at Task Arena by a bigger margin, by 13 over Roswell last year, 77-64. Aaron Mora had another double-double and the same amount of point production as he did the first game, 10 points and 10 boards. Isaiah Lewis had 5, and Contre Morgan coming in with 3 points and 3 rebounds. In that second game, Taman Barola with big numbers. He had 27. Alonzo Acosta with 6. So those are kind of the numbers in terms of matchups last year, but of course a brand new season. Eagles coming in with a 4-0 record, and the Roswell Coyotes at 5-1. Roswell will start Taylon Sanders, Rhett Stokes, Alonzo Acosta, TJ Fletcher, and Taman Barola, as we mentioned. He'll be their top scorer. He's had a couple of games with 30-plus this year, so he's definitely a guy to watch out for. And he has got some size on him, too. He's a senior, 6'3", 195 pounds. Michael Mackey returns to the uniform tonight for the Eagles. He did stat against Silver on Saturday. Isaiah Lewis will be a starter as well. Jesus Ramos gets his second start in a row. Jalen Gore, the sharpshooter from the outside, will be on the court first. And Aaron Mora, who's been averaging double-doubles in the last couple of ball games. Definitely could use his size crashing the boards against Roswell. The Coyotes are coached by Coach Barola. Dude Barola, of course, he's got 2 more kids in the pipeline. We mentioned Taman Barola, but he has another one on the roster, a sophomore, Jeremiah Barola. And, of course, Shelby Reeves with that 4-0 record so far. Eagles are going to be wearing the white home uniforms, black numbers and gold trim, and Roswell the red uniforms and the black numbers and a little bit of white on the shorts as well. Roswell basketball to start due to the COVID situation, and inbounded to the backcourt to Rhett Stokes to bring it across. Guarded by Michael Mackey, gets around him on the screen, dumps it to left corner. Dribbling around is Alonzo Acosta. Posts up and then throws it back deep into the backcourt, bobbled by the teammate, Taman Barola, as it goes out in the backcourt and touched for the backcourt violation. First turnover already for the first possession for Roswell. Eagle ball at the time stripe. Getting the inbound will be Isaiah Lewis. Referee had a lot of words for Isaiah for some reason at the half-court line. Gets into the backcourt. Jalen Gore, he wants to clear on the right side as Lewis will wrap around the baseline, waiting for the ball. Gore will keep it on the near side with the dribble up top. 2-3 zone for Roswell. Hard pass over to Mackey. Had to dive backward for it on that far sideline from the scores table. Drives the left to the lane, dumps it left block. Gets it over to Ramos. He flips it down to the right corner a little bit hard as Gore has to track it down. Bat pass up the near sideline. Stolen by Roswell. First Eagle turnover. Coming across the mid-stripe is Taylon Sanders, the guy that stole it. Underhands it up top to Stokes. Handoff up top. Crossover move for Fletcher. Kicks it down left corner. Faking a 3 of Sanders. Returns to Fletcher coming down the lane. Hippity hop. Fadeaway jumper right block off the back of the rim. Ball's loose underneath. Picked up for the Eagles on the left side. Pulled up by Gore, his first board. Throws it ahead to a breaking Mackey. Tried to get up with it with the left hand, but it's a little bit high over his head, and it looks like it hit by the bottom of the rim and goes out on the baseline on the turnover. Quick inbound for Roswell, far side. Sanders dribbles up middle of the court, 3-on-2. Down the lane, little push shot or pass to Fletcher. Gets rejected by Mora. Outlet to the near side to Lewis. Here come the Eagles. Over to wide open Gore in the right corner. Fadeaway 3 out the front of the rim. Mora goes up big to tap it in with 2 hands over the front iron. First bucket for Mora and his first board. Eagles up early, 2-0. Incoming to Sanders. Spins, gives it back in the paint, the backcourt to Stokes, and then back to Sanders on the far right sideline. He'll beat Mackey across with the dribble, comes down the right lane. The cradle, scoop shot on the right side. They call the foul on the drive. Ball comes underneath the hoop. Foul could be against the Eagles. Mackey, his first team foul against Hobbs. Left to the baseline will be the red and black of the Coyotes. Inbounding is Taman Barola, coach's son, 6'3", 195. Jumping to try to swat the inbound is Mackey. Gets it in the left corner to Stokes. Dribbles the middle of the lane. Hippity hop. Fadeaway jumper off the back of the rim. Ripped down by Mora for his second rebound. Sends it to half court, but right back to Roswell in the hands of Barola. Third turnover. Pop a shot from the left elbow of the free throw line and puts it through. First bucket for Barola. First points for Roswell. 2-2 on the knockout on the inbound on the baseline. Getting the hands in the passing lane for Roswell was Alonzo Acosta on the full court pressure defense for the Coyotes. Eagles are reset on the right base. The inbound will be Ramos. Tries to bounce it in. It's knocked out again. Good hands for Acosta on that baseline. Eagles in front of their bench trying to find somebody to get somebody open. Eagles are spreading it out 4 corners in the backcourt. Gore tries to come back. Instead, Mora gets it at the free throw line. Sends it ahead to Lewis, but it's punched out for the Coyotes, and then also hits Lewis at the baseline at the other end and goes out. Nice defense back deep for Stokes to get it to go off Lewis. That's the 4th Eagle turnover. Here comes Roswell on the execution transition down the lane. Crossover move stripped out of the hands of Acosta, but gets it back, kicks it left elbow. Driving the lane is Barola. High arching layup over the front of the iron off the glass. Counted out the glass for 2 and a foul. Second bucket for Barola and the Eagle foul. That's going to be called against Mora, his first, second team foul. A chance for that three-point play for Taman Barola. First free throws of the ball game will be just one here as they did count the basket. Referee is scolding the free throw shooter Barola, not having his mask over the nose that time. Free throw is up, and it's a high one, a swish. Barola with all 5 of the Roswell points. Biggest lead for Roswell is 3, 5-2. In the front court quickly is Mackey, stop and go. Finds Lewis on the right baseline, tries to dribble through 2 defenders on the block on the right, and is tripped as he goes through them. He'll get the foul on the foot by the Coyotes. TJ Fletcher's first against the Roswell squad. Eagle basketball left of the hoop underneath. 3-point lead for Roswell. Inbound to the right corner to Gore. Dribbles out of pressure down the right side of the lane. Leans and shoots. Ball comes out the iron. They're going to call the foul as he ran over his defender on the charge. Up underneath them that time for the Coyotes was Taman Barola getting the good positioning. So that will be a foul against Gore, his first, third team foul. So Eagles right now having some trouble on the offense. 4 turnovers and 3 fouls. 1 turnover and 1 foul for Roswell. Eagles will match up man-to-man in the backcourt for the D. 5-2 Roswell with 5:44 left opening quarter. Left baseline inbound for Barola in the backcourt. Sends in a dangerous throw to Fletcher on the right baseline. And he gets knocked out of bounds right back to the Roswell bench. Coach Barola trying to get his team to spread out just a little bit more. He knows how tenacious Hobbs can be on the press. Lewis will try to mirror the inbound on the right base. Still trying to get it in is the inbounder Barola. Finally does at the free throw line into Stokes. Sends it ahead to Costa, right elbow the front court. Pivots, kicks it out right to Sanders. No look pass down to the right block to Stokes. Down to the right corner, fadeaway 3 for Barola. Nails it. He got knocked to the floor. No call. Mackey put a hand on him, and Barola puts it through the hole. He's got all 8 of the Roswell points. Long pass the other end to Mora with an alley-oop, deep left corner. The pass coming from Lewis to Mora, wide open underneath. He's got 4. 8-4 your score, doubling up Roswell over top of Hobbs. In the front court, spinning is Sanders, lost the ball, picked up on the near side by Taman Barola. He'll back into his defender Lewis at the free throw line, continues down right lane, spins, leans and shoots with the right hand, bounces it around the rim, no good. Mora gets up big with the wingspan and rips down his 3rd rebound. Up ahead to a breaking Lewis and takes it to the rack with a tomahawk layup on the right side. Lewis with his first bucket. He was contested from behind as well. 8-6 Roswell. Here comes Fletcher down the paint. Dish down right corner to Barola. Fakes it 3, drives the lane. Little lefty hook off the back of the rim. Underneath the rebound. Turnaround jumper and a fadeaway for Alonzo Acosta. His first bucket and rebound. 10-6. Eagles down by 4. Dribbling up the court is Ramos. Throws it across the timeline to Gore. Drives left base. Throws up a shot on the run off the glass. No good. Rebound left corner for Mora. He's got 4 boards. Dish to Lewis coming down the lane with a push shot as he's fouled from behind. Shoved to the back that time. Ball came off the iron of the backside. He'll get 2 free throws. So first chances for throws for the Eagles now in this ball game, as they'll hit the foul against Fletcher, his second already, second team foul as well. So we wait for Lewis, takes a little breather there. Lewis at the line this season, 57%. First shots off the back of the rim, no good. Eagles as a team came in at 58%. Started off 0 for 1. And subs coming out for the Eagles, Ramos and Mackey. And on the court will be Ronnie Ross seeing his first action along with Jaden Miller. One more shot here on the line for Lewis. He's got 2 points so far. Second one is up, and it's off the back of the rim, no good. Loose underneath the hoop, pulled down by Acosta, his second board. Throws it ahead to a wide open man. Nobody getting back on D for the Eagles. Uncontested righty layup for Freddie Anaya. 12-6, Eagles getting doubled down on now. Down by 6, and a timeout on the court for the Eagles. 4:15 remaining, first quarter. Roswell 12, Hobbs 6. We're back in 30 on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. Three, two, one.
Back here at Tasker Arena, the Hobbs Eagles trailing Roswell 12-6, 4:15 remaining first quarter after an Eagle timeout. The record between these two teams, Hobbs with 118 wins and 21 losses since 1949. That's thanks to Rick Shedd with his real valuable stat book, and thanks to Ron Gunter for reminding me about those important stats in that book. Definitely have to get a chance to get a copy. It's an inbound here at half court and a reach foul against the Roswell Coyotes. That's Taman Barola's first and the third team foul. Eagles' highest scorer here at Tasker Arena was back in 1980 and 81 against Roswell. They beat them 159 to 65. That is unbelievable. And we're talking, 35 plus 59. That's 90-some point win victory there. Most points scored for Roswell here in Tasker goes back to 1997-98. 86-80, Roswell getting the win by 6 here, again, at Tasker. Get you some more stats as we continue. Of course, definitely get that Rick Shedd book. He knows what he's talking about. And Ron Gunter, thanks for keeping us updated on those stats. A 3 on the way for Gore, top of the circle. Off the back of the rim, Miller rebounds on the right block. His first, returns to Gore on the left wing. Crossover move, stop and go. A runner shot coming down the paint, comes high off the back of the rim. Rebound underneath, and a turnaround J in the paint by Ross. Can't get it to drop. Rebound on the left block by Van Landingham. Throws it up top. Gore with an NBA 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Tipped up in the air again for Roswell on the run. Pulling it down as Anaya. Sends it ahead to a breaking Stokes and an uncontested lefty layup. Roswell has gotten ahead a couple of times on those transition layups and have their biggest lead of 8, 14 to 6. 3:14 left first quarter. Long pass down the near sideline to Ross. Dribbles to the right corner. Back deep to Gore. NBA 3 wide open off the front of the rim, back of the rim. And a rebound for Roswell in the paint, and a major jam by the Eagles. 3 defenders on top of Acosta. That's his third rebound. Not getting a good block out that time, and Hobbs gets a crash foul. So the Eagles are going to start racking up these fouls. That is their fourth, as they'll get that one against Jaden Miller, his first. Clock stop with 3:03 left, opening quarter, 14-6 Roswell. Left baseline inbound will come in from Barola, deep to the right corner, picked up by Stokes. He's going to go one-on-one against Ross on the far sideline, cross court left to Damian Morales. Stop and go dribble in the front court, spins at the top of the circle to the right elbow and backs it out to the far sideline. Stop and go, and a handoff on the right wing to Freddie Anaya. Underhands a dangerous pass to Barola, almost stolen for the Eagles. Very aggressive D by Van Landingham on the right wing. A spin move down the lane to Barola. Kicks it down left corner. 3 on the way for Morales. In and out, no good. Another rebound for Moore on the right block. Moore now with 5 boards already. He comes down the lane with a pass to Ronnie Ross, who runs over his defender. That will be a turnover as well on the charge. Completely buried Barola that time. So Ross will pick up his first 15th foul and the 5th turnover for the Eagles. Still an 8-point Roswell lead here in the first quarter at 2:29 remaining. Coach Barola's having some words for the official on the near sideline. Not sure what that's about. Inbound will be from the right baseline of the backcourt for the Coyotes. They'll chuck it a half court to Barola. Caught by Sanders. He'll bring it across. Stop and go. Drives the baseline. Good D. Staying on the floor is Miller. Backs out to the top of the arc off the dribble. Pass over to Stokes. Bouncing it off his knee. Had to chase it back at the timeline. Crossover. Spin down the lane against Van Landingham. Dish out right wing. 3 on the way for Anaya. In and out. Another big board for Moore. He's battling hard. He's got 6 of them. He gets crunched. And the foul call against Roswell. Good first step there for Mora as he got right on top of the basketball like a missile that time. They get the foul against Damian Morales, his first 14th foul against the Coyotes. The Eagle basketball on the right baseline of their backcourt. Check in for the Eagles on the sub will be Tyler Box. Inbound on the far side to Mackey. Sends it to the half court, but it's stolen away by Freddie Anaya, turnover number 6. Pass back deep in the backcourt to Stokes. He'll slow it up as he brings it across against Box. Stop and go. Picked up now by the Eagle D of Ramos. Drives the lane. Lane shot against 2 defenders coming down the right pike. Near the right block. Fades towards the glass. And they call the foul on the Eagles a block. So that will be a foul called against Tyler Box, his first 16th foul. And that'll be a chance for 2 free throws for Roswell. 1:54 remaining here in the first. It's 14-6. Roswell's biggest lead has been 8. First shot is up off the back of the rim. No good on a brick there for Rhett Stokes. Roswell's 1 of 2 from the line. And looks like Coach Barola is going to go back to his bench and return to the floor TJ Fletcher. Barola leads the squad for Roswell right now with 8 points. Leader for the Eagles is Mora with 4, but those 6 rebounds on top of that. A lot of dribble and taking some time as Stokes swishes his second free throw. He's got 3 points. Now a sub for the Coyotes. Taman Barola checks in for the free throw shooter, Stokes. 15-6, expanding their lead, the biggest of the night. 9 so far here in the first quarter for the Coyotes. As the inbound comes to Mackey on the far side. Double team against him, throws it back deep to Box, up the near sideline. One hands it to half court. Ramos, 3-on-3, drives down the lane. Windmill layup, rolls around the rim and good from the left side. Ramos did a nice 1-2 and up, and he's got his first bucket, 15-8. Hobbs down by 7. Long pass down to the right corner, faking a 3, driving baseline. They're going to call the hold foul. Trying to take it to the rack was Freddie Anaya. Looks like Mackey gripped his wrist that time. That'll be the 17th foul against the Eagles. Actually, call that on Ramos instead. So already the bonus, and we've got 1:30 left first. Roswell now 2 of 3 from the line at 66%. And a 7-point lead here in the first quarter. Shot is up, and it's up and good, a swish. Freddie Anaya with his first free throw of the game. He's got 3 points. Extends it back to an 8-point lead as Roswell doubling up on the Eagles here in the first quarter. Second shot is up, and it's in and out, no good. High rebound underneath for the Eagles. Ripped down for Hobbs by Ramos, his first. Sends it ahead. Mackey gets it on the left elbow of the front court. Takes a few stumble steps and the travel. Already 7 Eagle turnovers, trying to get in sync offensively. Just 1 throwaway for Roswell. Still a 16-8 lead with 1:29 remaining here in the first for Roswell. Inbound of the paint of the backcourt. Stop and go for Talon Sanders. He'll slow it up against Miller near the timeline. Falls to the floor. Miller gets a piece of the ball. It's loose. Mackey comes to help out of the double team, and that's going to be a 10-second violation. Great 1-2 combination on the D for Miller and Mackey, and that's what gets the crowd fired up here at Tasker Arena. Second Roswell turnover on the violation. Eagles will get the inbound of Mackey in the backcourt. He'll bring it across the timeline. Looks like a matchup zone now for Roswell. Dribbles to the top of the arc and stops, uses up the dribble. Bad pass to Box behind on the far sideline, out of bounds. Eagles just not getting the offense. Looks that they won on those wings and rotations. 16-8 the score still. Coming back on the court now for the Eagles will be Jalen Gore, as exiting will be Miller. Roswell trying to get 2 subs in on the far side. They just don't give them enough time to get to the scores table. Pass across the timeline to Roswell, near side, Sanders. Crossover, sticking right with him is Ramos. Spin move on the near side. Fumbles it off his foot near the time stripe. Diving for it is Barola, and that is a backcourt violation. His whole body went across the line. Turnover number 3 for the Coyotes. Roswell's starting to get a little sloppy now here late in the first quarter. At 2 consecutive turnovers. Box will take a seat now. And coming back for the Eagles will be Isaiah Lewis, who has 2 points. Inbound to the backcourt to Gore. Slows it up on the dribbles. Guarded by Anaya. Top of the circle. Bounce pass high post. Left elbow. Ramos pivots. Dumps it down left block. Mackey turnaround J off the back of the rim. No good. Pulled down underneath by Acosta. His 4th board. Outlet to the near side. Barola with the ball. Spins on the left wing. In the front court. Taking on the defense of Gore. Drives the left block. Kicks it out left wing. Faking a 3 is Anaya. Backs into the free throw line off the dribble. Double team. Good D by Mackey and Ramos. Pass off to the left wing to Barola. Drives the lane, leans and shoots a hook shot with the right hand and scores. Swishes it right through the net. Barola now with 10 points to lead both teams. And a 10-point lead for Roswell, the biggest of the game. 13 seconds left. Driving down the lane as Mackey runs over the top of his defender. And that'll be a charge against him and a turnover. That's the second on Mackey, 18th foul, and the 9th turnover. Good job of setting up in the lane for Roswell for Taman Barola. Clock down to 11.9 remaining here in the first. Eagles trailing by 10, 18-8, their biggest deficit. Full court pressure defense. Inbounding will be TJ Fletcher for the Coyotes. Gets it into the deep left corner to Stokes. Dribbles from left to right now on the far side of the scores table. And big helium pass at the timeline, pulled down by Fletcher with 3 seconds. Top of the arc, kicks it left to Stokes. He'll fire up a 3 on the lane at the buzzer and hits off the right glass. Nothing but air on that one. So the Hobbs Eagles have to dig themselves out of a hole. Just a single-digit scoring column here. 8 points, trailing Roswell 18-8. We'll take a 60-second break and come back on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear.
Got to establish phone.
All right, let's do that.
Number again.
3930957. Ten seconds, no call. Three, two, one. Three, two, one.
Welcome back to Task Arena. Sorry about the technical difficulties there. We got a foul on the first play for the Eagles. A little double clutch action for Jesus Ramos. Got hit on the top of the head by Alonzo Acosta. That's the 15th foul on the Eagles as Ramos' free throws off the front of the rim. Hobbs will get one more here, but they are 0 for 3 from the charity stripe. Mora leads with 4 points, 6 rebounds, 2 points for Lewis and Ramos. As we wait that second shot, Ramos bouncing around the rim and good. He's got 3 points. Leader for Roswell, Taman Barola with 10. 3 apiece for Anaya and Stokes and 2 for Acosta. Long pass down the other end. It's 18-9. Roswell goes up with 2 hands and lays it off the right side. They've had 3 transition layups that way so far on long passes. 12 now for Barola. At the other end, down the lane comes Gore, goes back door. And there's Mora getting up big for another layup. Mora's leading the Eagles now with 6 points. Going off the transition lefty layup. 20-11, 9-point lead. It's been as big as 11 in this ball game. We got a whistle underneath the hoop now. Looks like a little pushing going on, and Coach Reeves is saying that his player is getting wrapped around from behind, Jalen Gore, but they're going to call the foul, I believe, on Gore instead. Actually, no, Isaiah Lewis picks up the foul. That's going to be the 9th against the Eagles. Off ball underneath the hoop. Again, Coach said that the Roswell player had both of his arms wrapped around from behind that time. 20-11, 9-point Roswell lead. As they'll get a one-on-one situation here. First free throw is a swish. Roswell will get one more. As putting it through the hole was Taman Barola. Leads the team with 13 points, 2 for 2 on the line. Also hit a three-pointer. He is the senior guard. Second shot off the fade that time, good. 14 now for Barola. 22-11, matching their biggest lead, doubling up on the Eagles now are the Coyotes. In the front court, Lewis gets a pass on the right wing. Drives it, shot from 15 right side, off the front of the rim, no good. Pulled down underneath the hoop for the Coyotes by Acosta. That's his 5th rebound. Outlet to the left wing. Coming across the timeline. Trying to drive and getting bodied up. Taman Barola, as putting a hip on him, was Jesus Ramos. 2nd personal now. 10th team foul. 8 players have at least picked up 1 foul for the Eagles. Mackey and Ramos both with 2 apiece. So now it's a double bonus for the Roswell Coyotes as they are now up by 11. First shot is up, and it is good. As they're putting it through the goal there, Taman Barola. He has made 4 for 4 from the charity stripe, has 15 points to lead both teams. Second shot is good as well. They'll get a whistle quickly on the substitution as Barola now with 16. 24-11, biggest lead for the Coyotes is 13 here at Task Arena. 7 minutes left here in the second. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner with you live as the Eagles now bring it across off the dribble. Gore sends the ball to Lewis on the right wing. Crossover move, jab step to Moore, has to jump for it on the left side. Dumps it to the right wing to Box. He's going to fire up a fadeaway three off the back of the iron. Chased down to the right base by Ramos, his second. Leans and shoots from the block on two defenders and gets bodied up. He went right between Alonzo Acosta and Fletcher that time on that right block. And they're going to call that one against Costa. That's his second, 16th foul against Roswell. Finally, the Eagles get themselves back on the charity stripe as Ramos will step up. He's 71% on the season so far. First one is up and a swish for Ramos. He's 2 for 3 from the line tonight. Eagles as a team are 2 for 5 for 40%. Ramos will get one more. Mora leading with 6 and 6 boards, 4 for Ramos and 2 points for Lewis. Second shot's also a swish for Ramos. He's hit his last 3 free throws. 24-13, 11-point game. Nice chase for Ramos and diving for the ball in the deep right corner of the backcourt. Got a piece of it and knocked it out of bounds. Ran up about 4 steps into the bleachers as well. Got a nice round of applause from the Hobbs Eagle faithful. Roswell have a deep right corner of the backcourt. Inbounding is Sanders. Having some trouble. Box doing a great job of doing some jumping jacks and gets a bad inbound. Down the lane comes Lewis after the still hippity hop and gets fouled going up. Ball comes flat off the rim right side, but he will get a chance for free throws after this foul. That's Freddie Anaya's first, 17th foul. As Lewis will get a chance for those free throws. He's 0 for 2 so far back in the first quarter. Eagles as a team now 3 of 6 for 50%. Takes the 3 dribbles, shots up, bouncing around, ricocheting all over the rim that time. No good for Lewis. Coach Barola going to go back to his bench, bring in 2 for 2. On the court will be Damian Morales and Taman Barola. Barola, of course, with 16 points and 5 for 5 free throw shooting. Second shot for Lewis is a swish. Good form on that one. He's 1 for 4 now from the line and 3 points. 24-14, Roswell by 10. Long ball off the far side to Stokes. Now in the front court, he'll back out of the pressure. Throws a high one up top to Sanders. Down the lane, beats his man to the rack. Box fell to the floor, and Sanders makes him pay for it in the righty layup. His first bucket. 26-14, a 12-point Roswell lead. At the other end, stop and go. Fadeaway 15-footer Gore on the right side, no good. Long rebound on the transition for Stokes. Sends it down the right side of the lane. Cradle for Sanders, leans and shoots, but he runs over the top of Ramos. So Sanders picks up the charge, his first 18th foul against Roswell, and the 4th Coyote turnover. Getting a little bit too cute that time with Sanders. Kind of kicked that front foot up and then took off to the rack. But nothing doing with the Hobbs Eagle defense stepping up stern underneath the hoop. Got a little delay here as Coach Reeves talking to the official on the baseline of the backcourt. Looks like Roswell's just going to leave alone the Hobbs Eagle guards at this point. At the scores table, Freddie Anaya. Long discussion with Coach Reeves. 26-14, Roswell by 12 with 6:10 remaining here in the second. Taking his time on the dribbles, Gore into the front side. 1-3-1 zone. Kind of breaking away to a matchup now. On the near side, screen for the Eagles by Ross. Pass up top to Lewis. Jab step. Stop and go. Cradles the ball. Comes down, leans and shoots and counted off the glass. It rolls off the rim and in. Good job for Lewis getting the first step that time. He's starting to beat him to the rack a little bit here. He'll get a chance for a 3-point play. Lewis now with 5 points. You get the foul on Anaya. That's his second, 19th foul against the Coyotes. Lewis is 1 for 4 from the charity stripe. And the Eagles 4 of 8 for 50%. Listening live to Hobbs Eagle basketball on Cool 95.7, the HobbsAmerica.com website, and, of course, live video on YouTube. Lewis on the free throws, a swish. He made a 3-point play on that one. And now with 6 points. 26-17, back to a single-digit 9 lead. In the front court, Sanders now on the far side wing. And Morris picking him up about an 8-inch differential. He's got the size versus the little guard now. Bounce pass to the right wing. Backing out is Barola. Drives the paint. Spins right. Throws up a shot on the lean towards the hoop and is fouled. He got up underneath Michael Mackey that time. Not sure they're going to charge him with the foul or not. Yep, it is Mackey. That'll be his third. Mackey kind of got bent over and didn't know how to get out of the way quick enough and paid the price with the official getting him on the foul there. That's the 11th against the Eagles. And a chance for the 2 free throws. Shots up and swish. As putting it through the hole is Barola. Yet to miss a free throw. He is 6 of 6 from the line. Has 17 points to lead both teams. 10 in the first quarter, 7 in the second. And another free throw swishing through as well. 18 points for Taman Barola. That's a game's worth of numbers there. Into the front court comes Jalen Gore down by 11. To the right wing, he's going to back it out. Stop and go. Shot from the right elbow on the run and swishes it through. Big bucket for Jalen Gore, his first of the ball game. 28-19. Here come Roswell with the bounce pass to half court. Morales goes to the rack. Loses the ball going up. Probably was blocked, it looked like, by Ronnie Ross. Picked up for the Eagles by Gore, his second rebound. Throws it ahead to the paint front court. Stolen away by Taman Barola. That's the 10th Eagle turnover. Barola unloaded to the far side. Slowing it up is Sanders. Stop and go. Guarded by Box in the front court. Right wing. Sanders will back it out. Bounce pass on the right side to Barola. Spins on the right side. Fade away from the paint. Ball bounces out the back of the iron. Tipped around. Eagles pull it down. Nice diving rebound for Ethan Van Landingham, his second. Sends it ahead to a breaking Eagle Ross. He looked like he got upended, but he throws the ball up off the back of the rim. Rebound for Roswell by Barola. Dribbles into the front court, taking on Van Landingham. To the right side, zigzag, spins to the right block. Fadeaway jumper, and the touch and put it through. Barola's starting to get on a streak here. And we got a whistle on the court. Timeout for Roswell. 20 points for Taman Barola, 10 in each quarter, and an 11-point Roswell lead, 30-19 over the Eagles. 4:32 left in the second quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Cool 95.7 and YouTube.
Clear.
No phone connection.
No, it didn't go through. You can try now if you want.
It said connect. We'll wait to half.
All right. Five, 3, 2, 1.
4:32 left, second quarter. The Hobbs Eagles trailing Roswell 30-19. Eagles came in with a 4-0 record, and Roswell 5-1, kind of licking their wounds after losing to Cleveland this past week, 76-62, their first loss of the season. Although they did outscore Cleveland in that third quarter, 23-12, but they were down at half, 46-22. Eagle basketball in the front court, top of the arc. Gore one hands it off left. Tyler Box with an NBA 3 and air ball, loose under the bucket. Chased down on the near side by Taylon Sanders. He gets upended, tripped, and getting a body thrown at his legs that time was Ronnie Ross. That's his second personal, 12th team foul right now for the Eagles. Hobbs just trying to get back on that transition defense, and Roswell starting to move it up court on the transition offense. Sanders will step up to the stripe, 0 for 0 on the line so far. Of course, Taman Barola really padding those numbers for Roswell at this point. He's 7 of 7 from the line. In and out on the first free throw, though, for Sanders. Sanders, Anaya, and Stokes combined are 2 of 5 for 40%. Then you add the 7 for 7 for Taman Barola. Second shot for Sanders is a high one. Barely clinks out the front of the rim, no good. Morrow picks up his 7th rebound on the right block. Throws it to the timeline. It's ricocheted, picked up by Gore. He'll dump it down to the left corner. A shot on the way for Miller off the back of the rim. Underneath getting the rebound. Van Landingham with the double clutch off his chest. He gets fouled going up. Ball doesn't go into the hoop, but he's going to get a chance for free throws. That's his third board coming off the bench, and he was aggressive in the JV game tonight. The Eagles winning that one by 9. And they're going to call that foul on Taman Barola, his second personal. Be good to get him into foul trouble. 10th team foul. Eagles in the double bonus. So Van Landingham getting his first opportunities on the line tonight. He's 50% on the season, 2 for 4. First shot clinks out the front of the rim, no good. He'll get one more. Van Landingham trying to get himself in the scorebook. Of course, he's from the football team, so had to come out to basketball a little late this year. Referees having a discussion as Coach Barola had asked the baseline official a question, and the other one now talking, having a two-man committee here. I don't know what I guess they had the foul change here. I guess they're going to change the foul number on the player. One of the referees went to the table and they announced somebody. I couldn't see who the foul was against. Second shot bounces off the front of the rim for Van Landingham. Missed both of them. Rebound on the left block for Roswell as they'll get it out to half court. That was Ivan Moreno-Montes who just checked in. Bounce pass to the timeline. Now in the front court. Crossover moved, shot from three for Barola. Put on the brakes at the last second, no good. Rebound Lewis in the left block, his first. He'll dribble up midcourt, throws it over to Miller on the left side. Alley-oop back deck door, and going up high with it is Moore. He came down first and went up and tried to tip it, and is fouled. So Moore getting up big that time, did a good head fake to get the defense to jump up in the air. And that was Damian Morales picking up his second, 11th team foul. And that's going to put the big boy on the line, Mora, to get his first opportunities for free throws. So far, the Eagles are 5 of 11 from the charity stripe. And the first one up and good for Mora. Mora now with 7 points, leading the Eagles. It's actually tied with Isaiah Lewis with 7. 5 for Jesus Ramos. And a bucket for Jalen Gore. Right now, the big leader in scoring for both teams is Taman Barola for Roswell. He's got 20 points. Second shot is up and good as Mora gets both of them. He's got 8 now, 30-21, a 9-point Roswell lead. 3:41 left, second quarter. The inbound comes to the right corner. Spin in the lane for Stokes. Now comes across the front line. Down the lane. Throws up it over the top of his head as his back was the basket. Coming down the paint, no good. Long rebound for Miller near the timeline. And he has a man right up underneath of him. They call the foul on the block for Roswell. Coming up was Taman Barola. Not a smart foul as Miller had some good distance on that drive with the ball. Coming across the timeline. Barola now has picked up a cheap third foul. He's their leading scorer. Now he's going to have to take a seat on the bench. That's the 12th against the Coyotes. Miller will step up to the stripe. Yet to shoot a free throw. And once again himself in the books as well. On the season, Miller has not shot a free throw actually. 0 for 0 from the stripe. First one's up and it's good. A nice hard shot right through the net. Miller gets his first point of the ball game. Eagles have had 6 scorers so far and 5 for Roswell. But most of those coming at the hand of Barola. Second shot is in and out for Miller, no good. Right underneath the netting for Roswell for the rebound was Maramontes. Throws it across the timeline to Fletcher, top of the circle. Dish off to the right elbow, a spin move coming down the lane for Morales. Returns it up top to Anaya. He'll back it out to the timeline with 3:10 left in the half. He wants it clear out on the right side, guarded closely by Gore. Sends it to the top of the circle to Stokes. Returns to the right wing. Touch pass, pivot, and a drive to the right baseline. We got a reach foul as Barola tried to take it to the hoop. I hope that's a push-off foul, because if it is, that's going to be his 4th. Kind of surprised why he's still in the game. The scoreboard says he only has 2 fouls. I'm not sure why they're that small of a number there, but he's going to have to take a seat. They're trying to get the scorer tables, trying to get the referee to come over, because right now it says that he has only 2 fouls. I have him down for 3 already without the foul they just called. So they're trying to figure out who that foul was against. They're going to change that one. They're going to give it instead to, no, it is Taman Barola. They're going to say he has 3 now. He does exit the ball game. His dad is the coach, obviously. He doesn't want him to have any more foul trouble heading into halftime. Eagles are bringing it across. On the left wing is Lewis, down by 8 with 2:50 left in the half. They try to thread the needle down low, but it sails off Mora's hands. Picked up by Roswell on the near side. That's going to be for the Eagles, their 11th turnover. Into the front court is Anaya. Drives to the right corner, gives it off to Stokes. And coming down the lane, a pass to Fletcher. He goes up hard with it over the front of the rim, gets knocked to the floor. Ball comes off, but he'll get a chance for 2 free throws. Get the foul call against Mora's second personal, 13th team foul. And Fletcher on the line, he's yet to score. 0 for 0 from the charity stripe as well. 8-point Roswell lead with 2:36 left here in the second quarter. Fletcher kind of big knee bends on that one, in and out on the rim on the shot. Still not in the scorebook as of yet. Mentioned Taman Barola with 7 for 7 free throw shooting so far. And unfortunately for Stokes, he misses both of them, or Fletcher, I should say. Rebound for Aaron Moore underneath. He had 8 rebounds at that point. Pass to the free throw line at the other end. Shots up and good as it kind of bounces back of the glass into the rim and counted for Gore. Nobody picked him up at the free throw line. And now Coach Barola not too happy about his defense. The Eagles have pulled this game down from 13 down to 6 now in this second quarter. 30-24 Roswell over the Eagles. We're back in 30 on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You're clear. 3, 2, 1.
Back at Task Arena, Ty Friend with you tonight. Hobbs Eagles taking on the Roswell Coyotes. Been down by as many as 13. The lead is now 6 for Roswell here in the second. Got some scores coming in around Lee County. In Artesia, the Lovington girls trailing Artesia at halftime, 42-20. And the Hobbs Lady Eagles up big at halftime at Roswell High tonight, 44-6. 38-point lead. Thanks to Ron Gunner back at the station keeping us updated. There's other Lee County teams in action. We'll get those as they come in, the scores. Roswell had called the timeout, and now coming across the timeline as Anaya gets a double team, sends it left wing to Stokes. Eagles back off. Mora was way away from him. Three-pointer off the back of the rim. Rebound by Anaya at the free throw line. Tries to pivot out of the pressure and putting a hand on the ball is Ethan Van Landingham for the Eagles to tie it up. And that will be a jump ball. Arrow is still for Roswell, though. They'll retain possession. Eagle, so I'll have to play some D underneath the hoop here as Roswell have it on the left baseline. Inbounding is Stokes. Bounce pass to the right corner. Driving the lane on the reverse, right to left. Underneath the hoop is Morales. No good. Rebound for Mora. That is his ninth, but a bad pass up to half court. Turnover number 12. Shot down to the left corner from Sanders off the back of the rim. Big battle underneath for the rebound. We got Miller going toe-to-toe with the Roswell player Damian Morales on that left block. And they call the jump ball. It'll be Eagle possession. Arrow going the other way. Hobbs going left to right on the radio dials, coming across the timeline after the inbound is Gore. Hobbs down by 6 with 1:40 left here in the first half. Out into the timeline, crossover move for Gore to the left elbow, sends it left wing to Miller. Returns back deep for Gore. Coach Rees yelling move to his team on the perimeter there. Up top to Miller, swing it right to Lewis, spots up a tray, off the front of the rim, no good. High sky rebound for Fletcher for the Coyotes. He'll bounce it off to the deep right corner of the backcourt. Pass from Anaya to the near sideline. Stop and go dribble on the near to Morales. Gets stripped momentarily. Going to the floor for it, Van Landingham, but it goes out of bounds on the near side off his knee. He's really putting his body on the line with that football mentality out there and doing a good job on the D. Some good pressure tactics going on. And a sub going to be getting in here for Coach Reeves and the Eagles. Box now checks in, and Miller will take a breather. Roswell basketball just ahead of the front court line. As getting the inbound near the Taskovich band on the near side is Stokes. Bounces it back to the backcourt to Sanders. Guarded by Lewis, middle of the court. Drives to the far side, front court. Stop and go. Lost the ball off his knee as it rolls out of bounds. The Eagles might have touched it last, though. Diving for was Van Landingham again. That kid is all over the place in that deep left corner. They're going to say it went out on Roswell for the turnover. That's their 5th, though, here in the first half. Eagles have 12 turnovers so far. 6-point Roswell lead with 1 minute left here in the first half. Quickly in the front court, Gore on the right wing, guarded by Anaya. Gets a screen from Mora, top of the arc, double team against Gore. Pivots, pass off left wing to Lewis. Holds the ball for just a few seconds. High one to Mora on the left block, but right over to Fletcher, who gets the steal, and that'll be turnover number 13. Into the front court, a pass down to the left corner to Stokes. Fadeaway 3 and nails it from the left corner. Then he turns to the Hobbs Eagles student section and stares at him. First tray for Stokes. He's got 6 points, a 9-point Roswell lead. Going to the other end, coast to coast, lean shot from the right glass and put it through. Nice touch for Jalen Gore. All 6 of his points now here in this second quarter. 33-26, 7-point Roswell lead. Driving the lane at the other end is Stokes. Passes down the right side of the lane to Sanders. He tries to go up and gets it rejected. And putting a big paw on it is Jalen Gore and sends it to the Hobbs Eagle bench on the back wall underneath the hoop. It will be Roswell ball on the left baseline as returning for the Eagles is Ramos for Lewis. 18.4 seconds left here in the first half. Roswell inbound from that left base. Damian Morales gets it into the right corner to Fletcher, drives the lane, leads and shoots, rejected by Mora. Picked up for the Eagles. Here comes Gore. Tries to pass ahead, and the ball gets knocked out by Roswell at the other baseline. But it will go back to the Eagles. So beautiful block by Mora in midair that time. And Eagles will have it underneath their offensive hoop. Down by 7 on the left baseline with 10 seconds remaining. Inbound right corner, Gore spots up a 3. Rainbow jumper, and nothing but net. Jalen Gore's first tray of the game. All 9 of his points in this second quarter. They throw a long ball to the other end for Roswell, who lays it over the front of the rim, and the foul. Hobbs flat-footed on the defense, transition style that time, and Roswell makes him pay for it. And they'll call the foul against Van Landingham, his first 14th team foul. Count the bucket for Anaya. That's his 5th point of the ball game. and you'll get the free throw too. 15 fouls for the Eagles. Shots no good off the front of the rim, pulled down by Mora already with 10 boards, and that will end the second quarter. Eagles don't get the shot off in time. So Hobbs will have to talk about it as they trail with a double-digit deficit, 14 points. Or should I say not double-digit? Let me correct myself there. 6-point deficit, 35-29. As the Eagles will come back in just 3 minutes. We'll get you the stats, tell you what's going on as we get prepared for the second half live on Cool 95.7 at HobbsAmerica.com. Don't forget about YouTube.
Clear.
Is that Carlsbad game boys or girls, Ron?
Boys.
Thank you. Boys on Jal Tatum too.
Yes, sir.
How much time?
Need you back in 15 or 45? Back in 3, 2, 1.
It's halftime here at Tasker Arena. Ty Friend here with you. Ron Gunner back at the station as the Hobbs Eagles trail Roswell by 6, down by as many as 13 in that first half of action. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half of play. Jalen Gore, the leader for the Eagles currently, all 9 of his points in the second quarter, and he hit a tray towards the end of the second. Aaron Mora, close to a double-double already with 8 points and 10 rebounds. He is perfect from the stripe at 2 for 2. Isaiah Lewis with 6 points so far. He's been on the line 5 times, and he is 2 for 5 for 40%. Jesus Ramos with 5 points, went 3 for 4 from the line in the second quarter. Other scores in the game, including Jaden Miller, 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. as he went with 1 point. Jesus Ramos is 3 of 4 from the line and 5 points. I don't think I might have already mentioned him. A total of 6 players have had a chance to score in this game. Ethan Van Landingham had been to the line. He was 0 for 2 from the line. But the guys that have scored so far are 5 total. Hobbs is 8 of 15 from the charity stripe for 53%. They do have 13 turnovers compared to 5 for Roswell. That is a difference in this game. But they have out-rebounded Roswell 21-13 thanks to 10 boards for Aaron Mora, 2 apiece for Ramos, Miller, and Gore. And actually, Van Landingham is second on the team with 3 at this point. On the other side of the coin, the Roswell High Coyotes, most of their scoring coming from Taman Barola. He's got 20 points and perfect from the charity stripe, 7 of 7, and hit a 3-pointer in the first quarter. Rhett Stokes with 6 points so far. He's 1 of 2 from the line with a tray in the second quarter, has 1 rebound. Freddie Anaya with 5 points. He went 1 of 3 from the line with 2 rebounds. Talon Sanders finishing with 2 points, 0 for 2 from the line. Alonzo Acosta hit a basket for 2. He's got 5 rebounds to lead the team. And TJ Fletcher yet to score, 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. Roswell has 5 players in the scorebook so far. And the top rebounder I mentioned, Alonzo Acosta with 5, 2 apiece for Anaya and Miramontes. Roswell doing a little bit better on the free throw line, but not much. 9 of 16 for 56% instead of 53 for the Eagles. A lot less turnovers, though, with those 5 compared to 13, and 13 rebounds, 8 shy of what the Eagles have at this point. Your score at the half one more time, 35-29. Roswell leading Hobbs. We'll take another 2.5-minute break, and we'll come back with more Hobbs Eagle basketball from Tasker Arena.
Clear.
52-13. Let's try that phone again. Do I need to put a 575 on that?
Go ahead and do it. It seems to help. I'm not getting anything.
Oh, no wonder. I don't have the stupid cord in. Hold on. No call so far. Line dropped. You got 5 seconds. 3, 2,
1.
Welcome back to Task Arena, ready for second half action on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner with you as both teams back out on the court. Eagles trail Roswell by 6, 35-29. We mentioned the top scorer for Roswell, Taman Barola, with 20 points. He does have 3 fouls, though. 6 for Rhett Stokes, 5 for Freddie Anaya. For the Eagles, it's 8 for Aaron Mora. Actually, he's not the leading scorer, though. Jalen Gore has 9, all coming in the second quarter. 6 for Lewis, and Jesus Ramos with 5. Roswell have the ball to start this second half in the hands of Rhett Stokes. He'll come across after a screen from Barola. Drives the lane, tries to pass down the paint, and the ball is deflected. Looks like the Eagles get a piece of it. Nice rush out there to Jesus Ramos to knock it out to the far sideline. Roswell retain possession. They lead by 6. Barola is trying to get the ball in, but referee was stopping action here, talking about mask to somebody. As he wasn't too happy, it looked like. Somebody pulled down the mask. Inbound to the backcourt, deep. Stokes will pick it up, comes across against Gore. Handoff. Falling to the floor, but keeping the dribble live is Barola to the right elbow. Over to the right wing, behind his back off the dribble, guarded by Moore. Sliding right with him, the two big boys going at it. Takes a big break on the right base. Tries to kick it back to half court, but overthrows his teammates out of bounds on the backside of the line at the half court. Talon Sanders had to track it down, but it was too late. That'll be turnover number 6 now for Roswell. That's what the Hobbs Eagles want to do, get a chance to start whittling away the 6-point deficit at this point. Eagle basketball near the scores table on the far sideline. Ramos gets it into Mackey. Mackey's got 3 fouls and has to be careful. Unloads to Gore on the right wing. Pass up top to Lewis. One hands it back to Mackey on the give and go. Leans and shoots on the right block and puts it off the glass for 2. Mackey's first bucket. Nice 1-2 combination going there. 35-31, a 4-point Roswell lead, and we got some problems for Roswell now. They can't get the ball in from that right baseline. Eagles doing a great job of matching up, and that was a 5-second violation. 2 in a row turnovers for Roswell with 7 total. Eagle basketball down by 4, and this is where things start to fall apart for a lot of teams in the third when that press starts working. Inbound to Ramos in the left corner, drives the left base. Windmill layup is rejected. It looked like the bottom of the backboard got him. And a rebound for Roswell, pulled down by the big kid Barola. Pass to the other end. As actually that rebound was from Acosta. He threw it down to Barola, who tried to put his head down and go to the rack with it right side, but they called the foul first against the Eagles. And that one will be charged. Mora now with 3 personals. He's got to be careful. And Barola now perfect on the stripe, 7 of 7. They were 9 of 16 as a team. The Coyotes, 56% at the half. And now Barola misses his first free throw. Been a long time since that's happened. He was 6 of 6 in the second quarter, 1 of 1 in the first. 20 points for Barola, trying to make it 21. Second shot is a swish. So 21 points for him now. 36-31, a 5-point Roswell lead. Inbound to Mackey, chucks it to the far side to Ramos at a jump forward. One hands it down to Lewis on the right base. A weak pass coming down the lane, kind of flopped it up there, taken away by Acosta. That's Eagles' 14th turnover. Pass up court to the Barola on the left wing, spins to the left elbow. Returns left side to Stokes, kicks it down left corner to Sanders. Drives base, spins himself. Fletcher will get it on the left wing. Bounce pass. Oh, he tried to bounce pass, lost the ball. They're going to say he carried it, and that'll be a travel. So that's the third turnover here in the third quarter, 8 overall for the Coyotes. Not getting the transition game we were seeing in that second quarter. 36-31, a 5-point Eagle deficit as returning to the court for Hobbs, Ethan Van Landingham. Inbound for the Eagles to Gore as he comes across the timeline, taking on Sanders to the left wing. Stop and go. Gets a screen from Ramos. Fletcher picks him up at the timeline. And we got an official timeout on the court as the official pointing across the court here from left to right. I think he was pointing at a fan without his mask on. Boy, he was on this near sideline, and he's going across the court pointing at a fan that might not have had a mask on. Boy, I haven't seen that happen before. Usually during a dead ball they can enforce that, but pass up top to Gore. A fadeaway 3 off the front of the rim. It looks like it hit the top post, though. Rebound for Mackey at the free throw line. Hands it off to Ramos coming down the lane. Misses the scoop shot on the right side. Long rebound for Roswell by Sanders, his second. Sends it ahead to a breaking Stokes, who lays in for two on the right glass. That's his 8th point. 38-31, a 7-point Roswell lead. Here come the Eagles, though. Ramos in the front court, crossover move, hippity hop, scoop from the right side and puts it over the rim for two. Nice slice down the lane for Ramos. He's got 7. 5-point Roswell lead. Sanders has it on the far side, crossover to midcourt. Mackey will pick him up at the timeline. Stop and go, spins on the left wing, uses up the dribble. Coming to get it is Barola. On that left side, he'll back it out towards the timeline. Screen up top from Costa, falls to the floor, and as Barola tries to get back up with it, they call the travel. 9 turnovers now for Roswell. And Coach Barola does not like the sloppiness of the offense, calls the timeout to talk to his squad. 5:30 remaining third quarter. Roswell 38, Eagles 33. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Clear. Clear. Three, two, one.
It was an official timeout. I guess they had some blood on the court, and they had blood on the JV game, too, all over the court. It's about a 15-minute delay as they had to clean the whole court. It was over a couple people's jerseys, too, and it looks like that might be the case right now as they are looking around to see if there's any spots. It might be the blood that they had from that JV game that they're just now seeing on the court down there. Maybe they didn't catch a spot, but I notice they keep looking at people's uniforms to see if anybody's got a smear from whoever got hurt. I think they did send Ramos off for the Eagles. I think he's the guy that had the actual cut somewhere, but Coach Reeves was pointing towards the trainer to take him out of the game. So he's headed to the training room at this point. Hobbs down by 5 in this third quarter, 5:30 remaining, 38-33 the score. Roswell has led in this game throughout. Biggest lead of 13 in the second quarter. Looks like they give enough time for Ramos to get taken care of. He's back on the court now. He's got a big bandage on his right elbow. I think that is new. That's probably where the cut was happening. See if that might affect his shooting a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't. It'll be Hobbs basketball near the timeline, inbound. Quickly coming across his Gore. Crossover down the lane. Cradle tries to lead and shoot. Sidewinder and puts it over the rim for two. Kind of bounced once or twice and fell through the netting. Nice move for Gore. He's got a double digits now, leading the Eagles with 11. That chance for a three-point play. They get the foul on Stokes, his first. First team foul on the Coyotes. Gore now with 11. First free throw opportunity of the ball game for him. Came into the game at 86%, leading the team. Misses off the front of the rim, though. Pulled down by Fletcher, his second rebound. And he gives it out to the timeline to Barola. Shot from the left elbow. He pulled up quick and puts it through. Caught the Eagles by surprise. Barola now with 23 to lead both teams. 40-35. Eagles down by 5. Goro slowed up as he comes across the timeline. Dribbles up to the right wing. Spots up a three. And it just clinks right to the iron. Underneath is Mackey with a fadeaway from the right block. He's fouled. Pushed backward, but the ball comes off the iron. He'll get 2 free throws. Second rebound for Lewis. Or correction, that's Mackey. Was his second rebound. And he'll get the 2 free throws. Foul on Fletcher, his third, second against the Coyotes. Mackey first time on the line tonight. First shot's up, and it's off the front of the rim, no good. Mackey came to the game at 64% from the charity stripe. Still a 5-point deficit for the Eagles. 5:01 remaining here in the third, 40-35, and we got a whistle as soon as the ball was released, a lane violation on the Eagles. So that second shot will not go. Roswell basketball on the left baseline. Barola getting into Fletcher, stripped at the base by Van Landingham. Boy, that kid's been all over the court tonight defensively. Wearing that white headband. Not many players wearing those anymore. A lot of masks on the court, though. That's the new designer look, I guess. Inbounding from the right baseline is Barola, deep backcourt, and there's Van Landingham again to punch it out, and student section loving what they're seeing from him. Type of guy that's just going to kind of stick on you like glue, and very physical player out there. Barola back again on the right corner of the backcourt baseline. Inbounds on the near side to his guard. Sanders returns back to Barola. Sends it across to the left wing to Stokes. Kicks it up top. Dangerous throw to Sanders. He'll drive the lane. Leads and shoots. Gets knocked to the floor. They're going to call the charge, though. Underneath him was Ramos. I believe that's his second charge call that he's got against the Coyotes. And that, I believe, against Sanders, the second time that's happened to him, too. Same two guys involved with those plays. That's the second on Sanders, third team foul against the Coyotes, and their 10th turnover. 40-35, Eagles still down by 5. We've been kind of stuck on these numbers for a few minutes. Pass up court to the right wing to Mackey. Fake to 3, guarded by Sanders. Bounce pass to Moore on the right block. Triple team, fadeaway jumper off the back rim. Pulled down underneath the hoop by Stokes, and he gets tied up, I believe, with a jump quickly there. Van Lanningham flipped to the hardwood. It'll be an arrow for the Eagles. So that's going to be a turnover for Roswell. They're 11. Inbound quickly to the right corner. Gore's going to spin out of the pressure to the far side. Stop and go against Sanders. Drives the lane, tried to go up hard with it, and lost the ball off his fingertips. Kind of flipped the ball ahead of himself there, and just couldn't get the grip he wanted. So Eagles with their 15th turnover. Ball comes in the paint in the backcourt. Hard dribble to the near side for Stokes. Crossover, spins in the front court, top of the arc. He'll hand it off to Barola. Moore will slide with him to the timeline. Clock down to 4:08 left third quarter, a 5-point Roswell lead. Unloads the pass to Sanders deep outside the left wing, up top of the arc to Anaya. Crossover move against Van Lanningham. Jump stop right block. Kick out to Stokes right corner. 3-point shot in and out, no good. Long rebound for Mackey, his third. Off to the races. 3-on-2. Goes to the rack left side with two hands. Rolls off and pulled down for the Coyotes. And then, it looks like maybe somebody wasn't supposed to be coming in that quickly. They were on the baseline, and they're not supposed to be the first guy to touch it. They're going to call that against Mackey. It'll be Roswell basketball. Eagles will go to their bench and bring back Tyler Box, the junior. Also coming back is Lewis. Roswell basketball deep left corner of the baseline in the backcourt. Barola will get it in. He's got to call a timeout. Or did he get a 5-second violation? No, he just escaped the bullet there as his dad at the other end called the timeout, and son is going to mimic that signal to get the officials not to get the 5-second violation. We'll take a half-a-minute break, 40-35. Eagles down by 5 to Roswell. Kind of a slow-moving third quarter, but we'll be back right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. Three, two, one.
We're back here at Tasker Arena. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you. Got a score coming in from the district. Clovis, boys action here. Clovis leading or winning over Carlsbad tonight by 11, 44-33. Thanks to Ron back at the station. Quick inbound. Roswell gets across the timeline. Anaya's going to pass deep left corner. 3 on the way for Stokes off the back of the rim. Saved by Bro on the right baseline. Kicks it back right corner to Sanders. His 3 off the back of the rim. Gets his own rebound at the free throw line. Dumps it left block to Acosta. He goes up strong against Ramos as he leaned into him, and they call the foul on Ramos for chopping on him. Good battle going on there between Acosta and Ramos. Ramos gets the foul out of it, though. His third, be the second against the Eagles. And checking back for Hobbs on the substitution is Ronnie Ross for the big man, Aaron Mora. Mora leaving with 8 points and 10 rebounds. Hasn't scored yet here in the second half, though. That foul was on the floor. Roswell basketball on the right base. Barola to inbound. Dumps it coming down the paint, going up strong with 2 hands. Missing the layup on the right side is Sanders. Rebound for Lewis, gets it stripped out of his hands. And on the turnover, that'll be number 16 for Hobbs. On the left wing is Barola, spinning in the corner left, hands it off to Sanders. To his legs on the dribble. And we got a push foul on the far sideline called on the Eagles. They're going to say Lewis was shoved. Or no, maybe against Roswell possibly. Nope, they're going to call that on Lewis. Lewis shaking his head after that. His second personal, third team foul. Roswell stack it left of the paint. They're inbound quick to the left corner to Acosta. Sends it back deep, a dangerous throw near the timeline to Anaya. The Eagles do get the steal. Mackey on the far side. Turner number 16 as they pass it down the lane as Box gives it back to Mackey as he lays in over the front of the rim. Actually, that's Gore, 13 now for Gore. That was the 12th turnover for Roswell. I was looking at the wrong sheet there. 40-38, 2-point lead. Pass down the lane for the Coyotes. A spin by Acosta, misses off the left block. Pull back down and put over the right glass by Barola for the score. He's got 25 and 4 rebounds. 42-38, the Eagles go with the long pass. Lewis tried to catch it in the right corner of the front court, but knocked out by Rhett Stokes. It will be Hobbs basketball. 4-point lead for the Coyotes, 42-38 with 2:31 left, third quarter. Roswell bring in a couple of subs. Returning will be Damian Morales and TJ Fletcher. Hobbs basketball left baseline. The inbound man, Jesus Ramos. Slaps the ball, sends it back deep to the right wing. 3 on the way for Ronnie Ross. Off the front of the rim, no good. Underneath the hoop is Acosta for his 7th rebound and gives it off to Barola on the near side. He'll dribble across the timeline, takes it to the rack on 3 defenders, lays it off the glass. Boy, cut through him like butter that time. 27 for Barola, 44-38. Eagles come down the lane the other end. Ramos hippity hop, misses off the back of the iron. And a rebound pulled down for Roswell by Rhett Stokes on the save. Outlet to the near side to Barola near the Taskovich band. Right of the hardwood as he drives the paint. Stop a shot from the free throw line and puts it through the hole. Boy, Barola going to tear now. He's got 9 in this quarter, 29 overall. 46-38. Going to the other end is Lewis, trying to get himself through the paint through 2 defenders. Goes up big and is hit hard in the chest as the ball comes off the front of the rim. He will get some free throws out of it. They'll call the foul on Acosta, his 3rd, 14th foul against the Coyotes. And Lewis will be on the line for 2. Lewis 2 for 5 from the stripe for 40%. Eagles were 53% at the half, 8 of 15. Free throw bouncing off the front of the rim, back of the rim, and gets in the cylinder. 7 points now for Lewis, his first point of this third quarter. 46-39, 7-point deficit for the Eagles. Got it down to as little as 2 here in this third quarter, but Roswell's starting to balloon it back again off the scoring of Barola. Lewis takes his 3 dribbles, shots up and good. He got them both. 8 points now for Lewis. Back to a 6-point deficit for the Eagles. 46-40, 148 left third. Inbound to Barola, right corner of the backcourt. Throws the pass and gets it back from Anaya. Across the timelines, Barola dribbles behind his back. Gore's trying to defend him. Gore looked like he got shoved away. Got his ball slapped out of his hands by Gore. Throws ahead to Lewis, goes to the rack, double clutch and scores off the glass, right side. Lewis now with 10 points, 4 in this third quarter. 46-42 Roswell. Here comes TJ Fletcher with the dribble in the front court. He goes behind his back, through his legs to the far side. He'll take it to the rack himself at the baseline, dumps it off left block to Morales. Kick out to the left wing to Barola, guarded closely by Lewis. Spins at the free throw line, scoop shot right. They called a push foul from behind. Ball came off the iron. Quick first step for Barola. If you give him that, he's going to the rack with it. As they'll charge a foul on the Eagles. And that will go second on Tyler Box. 14th foul, both teams with 4. And Barola on the line, the guy you don't want to shoot the free throws. Back in the second quarter, he went 6 for 6. 7 for 7 in the first half and 1 for 2 in the second half. First shot is up, and it's a swish. The only one he missed was a brick, but everything else has been pretty much a swish for him. He's got 30 points now to lead both teams. Second shot is another swish. 31 points for Barola, 48-42. Eagles down by 6 with 1:09 remaining in the third. Roswell gets a stoppage of the game here for a substitution. Inbound to Gore. Brings it across with 105, gives it over to Miller on the right wing. Up top to Box. Stepping out on him defensively is Sanders. Box drives down the lane. Pass to Miller in the right corner. Open 3 off the back of the iron. Ripped down on the left block for Acosta. That's his 8th rebound. Gives it out to the guard Sanders in the backcourt. He'll bring it across the timeline with a pass to Stokes near side. Box will slide left to right with him. Comes back to the right on the zigzag. Now back top of the circle. All the way around the left perimeter. Falls to the floor. Fletcher will pick up the dribble on that one. He'll drive the free throw line. His pass deflected by Miller. Diving on the hardwood near the timeline, but picked up by Sanders. Sends it to the left corner. 3 on the way for Stokes and nails it. Rhett Stokes with his second tray of the ball game. 11 now for him. Here come the Eagles. Long pass down to Lewis at the other end. He lays it off the right side. He's got 6 in the third, 12 overall. It's a 7-point Roswell lead. 15 seconds remaining in the third. Coming down the lane right side is Sanders going up strong with it, and Miller ties him up in midair for the jump ball. 51-44, Roswell by 7 with 13.2 left here in the third. Looks like they're going to give it to Roswell on the jump. Coach Barola trying to get his team back. They were running to the other end to play defense, and they need him on the offensive side. They're lined 4 across at the free throw line with the Coyotes. On the right base is where the inbound comes to Fletcher. Left wing, he'll shoot the 3, an air ball underneath the hoop for Hobbs. And getting the ball is Box. His first rebound with 6 seconds. Gives it back deep to Gord. He'll dribble hard behind his back. Shot from NBA 3 at the other end. Off the back of the rim. No good at the buzzer. And that will end the third quarter of action. Hobbs Eagles up, or down, I should say, by 7 to Roswell. 51-44. We'll come back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
Clear. Three, two, one.
Get ready for the fourth quarter as the Hobbs Eagles trail Roswell 51-44. Looking at the top scorers in this game so far, Taven Barola leading everybody with 31 for Roswell. Rhett Stokes has 11. And here's the Eagles with the ball. It's going to be a shot for Gore from the left block on the fade. It comes off the back rim. Coyotes get the rebound in the right corner. As coming up with it was Acosta. Sends it down to a breaking Stokes. Stokes lays in on the right side. He's got 13. 53-44. Hobbs down by 9. Their top scorer, Gore, with 13. 12 for Lewis. And 7 for Ramos. Eagle basketball to Moore on the right elbow. Free throw line to box right corner. Slings it up top to Gore. One hands it to Lewis on the left side. Fakes a 3. Jab step against Sanders. Backs it out. Extended 2-3 zone. Back door to Box. Goes up big between 2 defenders on the right block. Leans between them. Throws up a shot and is hit in the head. Ball comes off the back of the rim, but he will get 2 free throws. They'll get that one against Damian Morales, his third, 15th foul against Roswell, and that will send Box to the line. He's yet to score in this game. On the season, shooting 40% from the charity stripe, 2 of 5. Trying to get himself in the scorebook. First free throw off the back of the rim. 9-point Roswell lead, 5-1 on the season, only lost to Cleveland. Picked up victories over New Mexico Military, Goddard, Lovington, Goddard again, and then Artesia before the Cleveland game. Second shot is up and swish for Box. 1 for 2 on the line. 53-45. Roswell by 8. Bounce on the inbound. Acosta has it. Spins against Mora. Unloads to Fletcher on the far side. Still in the backcourt. Double team for Van Landingham and Mora. Back to the near side to Morales. Throws it across to Sanders on the right side of the paint. And gets it back door to Barola for the lefty layup. He's got 33 now. So Barola having a big night here at Tasco Arena. It's a 10-point Roswell lead. Across the timeline is Gore. Gives it off to Box. NBA 3 from the left wing. An air ball. Underneath is Van Landingham. Little lefty hook. Can't get it to go over the rim. That was his 4th rebound. The ball comes off and rolls. And looks like a travel after the rebound from Alonzo Acosta. That was his 10th board. He had it in the paint and then fumbled his feet around. And that'll be the 12th. Their 13th turnover. They go with an alley-oop to Moore on the inbound. He lays over the front of the rim. He's got 10 points. And then on the inbound for Roswell going the other direction. Boy, Mora gets 2 hands on the ball and just slaps it right back. Almost hit Coach Reeves right in the face, who's standing up right there on the baseline. Oh, they give it back to the Eagles. They're saying Roswell touched it last. So that'll be a turnover for Roswell. 14 turnovers so far for the Coyotes. Lewis will have it on the left baseline, down by 8. 6:42 remaining. Sends it back deep to Gore on the right wing. Dribbles up top. One hands in the box. NBA three from the left side. In and out, no good. Lewis will come down with it underneath the hoop. Fadeaway jumper in the middle of the paint, no good. Ball gets tipped up again. I know who touched it that time. Looked like a red and a white jersey. Ball goes out on the baseline. Not really a rebound. His two bodies kind of rammed into the ball as it was above the rim that time and comes off. It'll be Lewis inbounding from the right base. Sends it back to Gore on the left wing. Nobody guarding him for a second. Then quickly Sanders will step out. They know he has the distance. Back towards the Taskovich band. Steps up to the left wing. Stop and go. Double clutch in the paint off the back of the rim. No good. And a rebound on the left block for Freddie Anaya. Chucks it down court to Sanders. Lefty layup and scores. Lewis tried to block the shot but couldn't get a piece of the leather. 4 points for Sanders off the transition. 10-point Roswell lead. 2-3 zone for the Coyotes. And a fumble on the ensuing dribble across the timeline. A couple steps for Lewis for the turnover. That will be 17 for the Eagles. And a timeout on the court. 6:05 remaining here in the fourth. Roswell with their biggest lead of the second half, 10, 57-47 to the Eagles. We'll be back in 60 seconds on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
Clear. Go Eagles in 3, 2, 1.
After the timeout, Roswell basketball coming down the lane, but stumbling around too much was Talon Sanders for the travel for the Coyotes. 15 turnovers for Roswell. Hobbs down by 10, though, 57-47. Gore will get it across with 6 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. Pass down to Lewis in the right corner. Gets a double team against him, pivoting, uses up his dribble, come back to get it is Van Landingham on the far side. Has some trouble with the defense of Stokes. Gets back to Lewis underneath the hoop. A windmill pass down the lane to Mora, but it's a deflection out of bounds. It will be turnover back to Roswell. Eagles now with 18 turnovers. Inbound to Fletcher. Takes a hard dribble to the near side, comes across, slings it over to Sanders on the right wing front court. Back to Barola, right wing as well with the pivot. Guarded by Lewis, sliding from right to left. And back to the timeline to Stokes. Kicks it right to Sanders. Guarded by Mora. One dribble and stop. Cross court left to Stokes. Gore will step out on defense on him. Jab step. Puts it up top to Barola. Touch pass over the right wing to Acosta. Pivoting. Dump it to Fletcher. Going underneath the hoop. And he waits for the ball. Just lays it up at 2 on the right glass. Got up over the top of box that time. Fletcher now his first points of the ball game. 59-47, a 12-point lead. 13's been the biggest in the first half. 3 on the way for Gore at the top of the circle, off the back of the rim. And pulled down by Acosta for his 11th rebound. Outlet to the far side to Barola now in the front court. Drives the middle of the lane. Bounce pass back door to Fletcher. His shot is swatted by Mora. Put back up on the left glass off the rim by Acosta. Another rebound for Acosta on a second effort. Leans to the hoop. Scores off the glass and is fouled. 13 rebounds for the big kid. Acosta with 4 points now. And they'll get the foul on Mora. 4 on him. That'll be the 15th foul on the Eagles. Both teams with 5 so far. Clock stop with 4:45 remaining in the fourth. 14-point lead now, the biggest of the game for the Roswell Coyotes. Chance for a 3-point play for Acosta, yet to shoot a free throw on this one. Trying to work on his 5th point and hits hard off the back of the rim, no good. More on the rebound, right block, his 11th board. Sends it down to a wide open Mackey with the lefty layup. Nobody on top of him at all. 4 points for Mackey, uncontested. 61-49, 12-point Roswell lead. Sanders gets the inbound, dribbles to the near side, comes across against Ramos. Sends it to the far side to Stokes. Backs it up to the timeline on the Eagle logo. Through his legs, guarded by Gore. Around the left perimeter. Zigzags back to the top of the arc. Right side behind his back to the timeline. running the clock. Bounce pass. Over to the right side to Sanders, and going over his back is Ramos. Kind of put a saddle on him and gets the foul. 4th on Ramos, 16th foul on the Eagles. So 1 away from the single bonus for Roswell. Inbounding is Barola on the near side. Puts it back deep in the backcourt to Rhett Stokes, guarded by Mackey. Spins near the timeline, stays in the backcourt. Comes across with a one-hand bouncer to Sanders on the right wing. Double team for the Eagles. Sends it back to the timeline to Stokes. Comes around the left perimeter, zigzags back to the timeline. Bounce pass to Sanders near side. Ramos will step out on D. Crossover for Sanders down the lane. Scoop shot, rolls off the rim, no good. Big rebound for Mora. That's his 12th. Throws it up ahead to Lewis. Double clutch on the left of the glass, going to the rack with it and gets fouled. The double clutch got the bite of the defender to come down over the top of him. And 2 free throws will be awarded as the foul was on Stokes, his second, 16th foul, as Lewis will step up to the line for 2. He is 4 for 7 from the charity stripe. First free throw is a swish for Lewis. 13 points now for Isaiah Lewis to tie Jalen Gore. Both have 13, 10 for Mora, 7 for Ramos. Second shot for Lewis, a swish. He's got 14, now tops on the team. 61-51 though, Roswell by 10 with 3:43 remaining. Inbound to the deep left corner. Stokes tried to get a grip on it, but a nice punch out for Mackey to keep it out of his hands and goes right back to the baseline. Roswell retains possession on the left base. Barola to inbound in the backcourt. And a great job from Moore to mirror the inbound. Never got across that baseline. A 5-second violation. 16 turnovers now for Roswell, 11 of those in the second half. Eagle basketball underneath their hoop. Check it back to Lewis on the far side. He'll back it up to the timeline. Going hard against Anaya, drives the lane, and we got a travel. Lewis tried to go through 2 defenders, lost his footing, and went sprawling on the paint in that hardwood and on top of some coyotes as well. 19 turnovers for the Eagles. 3:35 remaining in the fourth. A 10-point Roswell lead, 61-51. Slowing it up as he comes across the time on his Barola, dribbling behind his back, top of the arc against Mora. Pass to the left wing, faking a 3 of Stokes, comes down the lane, tries to give it off to the right side to Sanders, but throws it behind him out of bounds. And that'll be a Roswell turnover, 17 total. Here come the Eagles as the dribble across the timeline for Gore. Stop and go on the right wing. Fires up a 3 with a fade off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound on the near sideline by Stokes, his 4th. One-hand pass across timeline and going to the rack with it is Sanders. He gets fouled. Is going up high with him is Mackey. Sanders takes a spill to the hardwood from the right block, and the foul on Mackey. Ball came off the rim. That'll be the 4th on Mackey. 17 foul. That'll put Roswell in the bonus the rest of this half, second half. As Sanders steps up, 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. First free throw's up, and it is a swish. 5 points now for Taylon Sanders. 33 for Barola and 13 for Rhett Stokes. Second shot for Sanders is up, and it is bouncing around the rim and good. 6 now for Sanders. Eagles down by 12. Coming in the front court is Gore. Spins on the left wing. Top of the circle against a 2-3 zone. Lewis will come and get it. Top of the arc. Back to Gore. Fade away from the left elbow. No good. Put back up for underneath by Mackey. He can't get the drop over the front of the rim, but right behind him for the tip drill and to put it through is Mora. He's got 12 points, 13 rebounds. That was also the 4th board for Mackey. 63-53. Going to the other end hard. All the way to the right side of the iron is Anaya. And he got over the top of Ramos, who might have been shuffling the feet just a bit. So they call the foul on the Eagles. Ball came off the cylinder. And that will be the 5th, unfortunately, on Jesus Ramos. So he fouls out of the game with 7 points and 2 rebounds. Was 3 of 4 from the free throw line in the second quarter. Nice round of applause. Really hard-working kid, and he is a junior, and he's been in the starting lineup the last 2 ball games. Gets a high five from Coach Reeves as he exits the court. Swish on the free throw for Anaya. Everybody runs out of the lane after he made it. He gets one more, though. That's 6 for Anaya. Now 2 for 4 from the line, 50%. One of the referees had to blow his whistle, so they didn't get the check because Van Lattingham wanted to get in the lane that time, but They do give him a chance to do that. Second free throw for Anaya as he leans into it is good. He's got 7 points. 65-53, Eagles down by 12, 2:40 left here in the ball game. Gore will take the shake and bake across the timeline to the left elbow, up top to Lewis. Jab step, dumps it in the paint to Van Landingham, backdoor to Mackey on the right side. Tries to lean up and shoot and gets bodied into, got crunched like an accordion that time. As falling backward was Barola and threw his butt right into the gut of Mackey. Fourth on Barola, 7th team fouling on the Coyotes. So both teams in the bonus the rest of this ball game. Clock stopped with 2:30 remaining here in the fourth. Eagles down by 12. Mackey's 0 for 2 from the line. Free throws up and off the back of the rim. Don't forget, Hobbs Eagles will be back in action on Friday in Clovis. We'll have the game around 6:50 for the pregame. Tip off at 7. Hobbs Lady Eagles will be here at Tasker Arena on our sister station, 100.5 The Eagle. Coach Brian Coltrane will give us that one. Second free throw is up and good for Mackey. He's got 5. 65-54. Eagles call the timeout. And we're going to keep it right here, get you some score updates. Ron Gunner's been sending these to me the last couple of minutes. Give me a chance to get those out on the radio for you. Most of these are boys' games this time of night. We did mention the earlier final. Clovis knocking off Carlsbad from the Eagles district, 44-33 by 11. Eunice trailing Hagerman at halftime, 36-27. In the end of the third, it's Jal 34, Tatum 18. A final for boys, Lovington losing a close one to Artesia at home by 2, 55-53. And we do have an update on the Eunice score just now. Hagerman has gotten a big lead over Eunice, 62-41. It was just a 9-point lead, the last score I gave you at halftime. Now it's up to 21 at the end of the third. Thanks a lot to Ron Gunner back at the station to keep us updated on Lee County teams. And don't forget, all these teams are on our YouTube channels for the different athletic programs, both boys and girls. If you missed the girls' game earlier tonight, you can catch those on YouTube. We do have a staff at every game tonight, so that's kind of exciting to get a chance to watch those games. 2:30 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Roswell leading by 11, 65-54. Roswell basketball after the timeout on their baseline. Running up the baseline and finally getting it into the right corner is Rhett Stokes. He's double-teamed by Mora and Gore. Chucks it up ahead to Acosta in the middle of the paint, lays it off the right glass and puts it through. 6 points now for Acosta. 13-point lead, matching the biggest of the first half for Roswell. Gore has it now at the free throw line. Double team, fires up a J off the front of the rim. Loose on the near side, picked up by Stokes for his 5th rebound. Tries to bounce pass it back to the baseline on a dangerous one, knocked out by Mackey. So Roswell will have it, have to try to go the distance of the court with 2:06 remaining. Stokes will have the ball on the left base, bounces it into Barola, left corner. Double team with Lewis and Van Landingham, passes his way out of it to the timeline to Stokes. One hands it down in the left corner. Nia definitely not even going to think about a three-pointer. Dribbles up top of the circle. Gives it off to Sanders, guarded by Gore with 1:50 remaining. Eagles down by 13. Coming back to get his Barola top of the arc. Spinning on Van Landingham to the left elbow. Pivots and goes back to the left wing. To the timeline to Stokes, guarded by Lewis. Bounce it back to Barola at the timeline. Going from left to right now, near side. Unloads the pass to Stokes. Cross court left to Sanders. Spins right, comes back to the left. And gives to Barola on the far sideline. Back to the timeline to Stokes with 1:25 remaining. Definitely running this clock here, the Coyotes. One-hand bounce pass to the right wing to Sanders and a reach foul on Lewis to stop the clock. That's his third, 18th foul, but will be a bonus for the Coyotes. 13-point Coyote lead. Actually, their biggest lead of the game has been 14. They did get that once here in the second half. So they have a chance to break that with 2 free throws by Stokes. First free throw is a swish. He's got 14. Stokes is now 2 for 3 from the line for 66%. Does have 2 trays to his name as well. 14-point lead for Roswell. They will go to 6-1. The Eagles will drop to 4-1. Miss on the second free throw. Bringing it down is Mora for his 14th rebound. Pass up court to Gorey. Fumbles it at the top of the arc. Taken away by the Coyotes and coming to the other end. Missing the layup is Anaya. Pulled down by Gore underneath the hoop. And there's actually Lewis underneath the hoop. And I think he stepped on the baseline. So that will count as a rebound for Lewis, his 4th, but also the 20th turnover for the Eagles. Clock down to 1:09 remaining and a 14-point Roswell lead. The inbound to the far side, pull down or pass to the far side to Anaya. He spins, comes to the left elbow, pivots out of it, kicks it up top to Sanders at the timeline. Clock down to 50 seconds left. The bench for Roswell on their feet applauding. They're just seeing the clock run out as Stokes gets a pass. Hands it off to Sanders on the left wing. To Barola. Ball stripped at the timeline. Taken away by Lewis. Goes to the rack. It gets hammered hard. Boy, that's a pretty physical foul there at the end of a ball game. Kind of like a tomahawk slam there by Rhett Stokes. That was the 18th turnover for the Coyotes. There's no reason for that type of foul like that. Stokes picks up his third personal, the 18th foul. And I think we might have had they're going to call that a clear the lane foul. Hard foul called on Roswell. Coach Barola's out on the court. I think he's more trying to get his team under control here, not to get too stupid about it. So Lewis will be on the free throw line to shoot 2 with 41.7 left. Double check to see who they got that foul on. Well, the foul was already called. They just called that clear the lane. Free throw up and good for Lewis. Made his last 5 free throws here in the second half. 15 points for Lewis. Second shot's a swish. So a total of 16 now for Isaiah Lewis. He is the leading scorer. 68-56, a 12-point Roswell lead. Also the ball at the timeline. Gore's going to take a few dribbles, backs out to the half stripe. Goes through 2 defenders, tries to go down the right side of the lane. He gets tripped. And he'll get a chance back to go to the line. They're going to call that one against Freddie Anaya. There's about 3 red jerseys in the area that time. He went through 3 of them. Third on Anaya. 19 foul. Both teams have 9. Chance for Gore to add to his total. He's got 13. Makes the first one there. Now 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Now has 14. 68-57. It's a 11-point Roswell lead. Second shot is bouncing around the rim and good. So Gore with both free throws with 15 points, a 10-point Roswell lead. 30 seconds remaining. In the front court on a stop and go is Anaya. Underhands it to the right wing to Sanders. Cross court left to Stokes. Faked to 3. Returns deep to the timeline to Sanders with 20 seconds remaining. Picking him up is Mackey. Handoff coming from right to left to Stokes and now on the far side. Coming to get the ball is Burrow on the handoff. Drives left of the paint. He's going to pull it out to the far side. Spinning back to the paint to the free throw line. Bounce pass to Sanders at the free stripe with 4 seconds remaining. And the Eagles just kind of watching the ball as the game is going to be over. 68-58. The Eagles losing by 10 to the Roswell Coyotes here at Tasker Arena. Usually the way it works is Hobbs tends to win the home game and have a closer one at Roswell High. We will take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live here on Cool 95.7, the Cool 95.7 app, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Stay with us.
Clear. 1 minute. $30.
One more 30, please.
Okay. $20. Back in 3, 2, 1.
Back at Task Arena, they just turned the lights off on us up here in the press box, unfortunately. But the Eagles losing this one tonight to Roswell High, 68-58. The Coyotes improved to 6-1 on the season. The Eagles dropped to their first loss of the season at 4-1. Let's take a look at the numbers first of all for Roswell. Big scoring tonight for Taman Barola. He had 33 points, almost perfect from the charity stripe, but 10 of 11. 4 rebounds. He did have 4 fouls in this game, but definitely was one of their sparks on this court. And a kid has a lot of control of the basketball, has a good body use, knows how to rebound and take care of business for this squad. So, again, 33 for him, leading both teams. Also in double digits tonight, Rhett Stokes. He finished with 14 points. He was 2 for 4 from the line and had 5 rebounds. Those 2 in double figures. Freddie Anaya finished with 7 points, 3 of 5 from the line. He had 4 rebounds. Talon Sanders finished with 6 points, 2 of 4 from the line with 3 rebounds. A couple other guys in the books, Alonzo Acosta, 6 points, 0 for 1 on the line, and he had the most rebounds on the team with 13. T.J. Fletcher coming off the bench. He was 2 points in the game, 0 for 2 from the line, and 2 rebounds. So Roswell ends up with 6 players in the books tonight. They did get 33 rebounds, and again, we mentioned Alonzo Acosta with double digits. He had 13 of those, 5 for Stokes, and 4 apiece for Anaya and Barola. Hobbs did out-rebound Roswell, by the way, 34-33. There were 20 turnovers for the Coyotes, and they went 17 of 27 from the charity stripe for 62%. And for your Hobbs Eagles, they'll finish up with 3 in double figures in this one. Isaiah Lewis, 16 points, half of those coming from free throws. He was 8 of 11 and was 6 of 6 in the second half from that line. So a good showing for him on the stripe. He also had 4 rebounds. Other double-digit scoring from Jalen Gore, finished up with 15 points, 2 for 3 from the line, did hit a tray in the game, and had 2 rebounds. Other point production in doubles, Aaron Mora, he had a double-double tonight, 12 points, 14 rebounds, and was 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. The single-digit scorers, Michael Mackey with 5 points in this ballgame. He went 1 for 4 with 4 rebounds. Jesus Ramos had 7 points before fouling out. He was 3 for 4 from the line, had 2 boards. Jaden Miller went 1 of 2 from the line for 1 point and 2 rebounds. Tyler Box was also 1 of 2 from the line for 1 point. Hobbs totaled up with 7 guys in the scorebook tonight in terms of point production. Eagles were 18 of 30 from the line for 60%. Both teams did have 20 turnovers, as we mentioned, and then Hobbs did out-rebound, as I said before, too, 34-33 over Roswell. And again, top rebounder Aaron Mora with 14. 4 apiece for Mackey and Lewis, and 2 for Gore and Miller. Also, Ethan Van Landingham finishing with 4 rebounds for the Hobbs Eagles. So again, the final score 68-58. Again, the Eagles dropped to 4-1 on the season, 6-1 for the Roswell Coyotes. Next up for the Hobbs will be coming up on Friday night. They will be in Clovis. We'll be there with them. The 6:50 pregame show tip-off at 7. Right now, Clovis is doing just as well as Roswell, 5-1 record. They won in overtime to start the season, 67-63. They beat Espanola Valley by 10 points. That's always a tough game. And that was an away game at Espanola, a very tough place to play, 64-54 in that victory. Beat Texaco close to home at 50-34. Lost to Artesia by 1 point. That was back on April 8, 59-58. That's kind of a question mark for their season. Of course, the Eagles defeated Artesia by 11. Knocked out Portales by 9 this past Saturday, 53-44. And then tonight, Ron's been getting us updated on that game. They defeated Carlsbad. Final on that one was 44-33. That was a very close game from start to finish. And Clovis kind of pulled that one out thanks to their first quarter. They were an 8-point leader, 14-6. Outscored Carlsbad 9-4 in the second quarter. Carlsbad did a better job of scoring in the second half, 23-21. So Clovis able to hold on to that victory again by 11, 44-33. So they're coming in hosting the Eagles on Friday night with that 5-1 record as Hobbs will check in with a 4-1. So that about wraps it up here from Tasker Arena. I'd like to thank Ron Gunner back at the station. We did mention too earlier, I forgot to say this one more time, is that the Hobbs Lady Eagles got the victory as well tonight as they were on the road in Roswell. Final in that one, I hope this is the final, 57-18. As the Lady Eagles pick up their undefeated record again, just pretty much annihilating a lot of their opponents so far. That one by 39 points for Coach Carpenter. Congratulations on that win. They will be back here Friday night here at Tasker to take on the Clovis Lady Cats. Again, thanks to Ron Gunner, and I will see you on Friday night on the road. Ty Friend signing off from Tasker Arena here on Cool 95.7, the Cool 95.7 app, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
You are clear, my friend.
Okay, thanks a lot, Ron.